Hi everyone, it's Catherine here at Cat V Stitches. Welcome to my channel all about cross stitching, and I really cannot get this started. I have now made about 10 attempts to get this going, but it's been so long since I've done one of these things that I am incredibly rusty. I think my last Flosstube was sometime in October, and I think I must have just forgotten everything about how to start one of these damn things. And I'm also being distracted about cats running behind me, but I've got to do it. Let's get going. I thought I would come on and do a WIP parade for you because I missed my end of year WIP parade, and to be honest, over the past couple of months I've been thinking, oh no, I've got to get on and do my video, get my WIP parade done, show some of the stitching that I have done. To be honest, there's not been much stitching done over the past 5 or 6 months, but there has been some stitching, so I just would like to share it with everyone and get restarted with these videos and at least do a monthly one, because I have missed doing them. I have missed interacting with people, and it's the bank holiday weekend here in the UK. I planned on doing this yesterday, but for reasons that will become apparent at the end of the video, I've had to delay it today and do it today on April Fool's Day of all days. But no, I thought, you know what, I've got a couple of hours now, let's get this video done, then I don't have to think about it for another month, and this will keep me accountable to get some stitching done. I don't mean that in a bad way. I want to do stitching, but sometimes at the end of the evening I'm kind of just like, oh, you know what, I'll just kick back and watch telly. And again, nothing wrong with that, but I've got all of this stitchy stuff and I've got all of these things I want to do this year. So if I do these videos, at least it'll spur me on to get them done. For example, there's some Christmas presents I want to get done, and I need to start them pretty soon if I'm going to do them. But anyway, enough of that. Like I said, I'll do, or I may not have said, I don't know. I'm all over the shop. Please excuse me. This is going to be the scattiest of videos you'll ever have seen from me. And if this is the first video of mine you're watching, I apologise. It's going to be a bit of a mess. It's going to be a rusty mess. But I've got to get started somehow. I've got to get back into the swing of things. So please be forgiving in the comments if you do decide to leave one. So, as I was trying to say before I distracted myself, I will give you a life update at the end of the video. There's been stuff that's happened in the last couple of months that's basically caused this fallow period in my stitching and not really wanting to do videos and whatnot. And in fact, something happened this weekend which is the cause of this delay, but that's a funny story, so I'll let you know that one at the end of the video. But let's get started. I tell you what, that's the best thing. I'm not restarting this. Yes, I've gabbled a bit here, but I've restarted this about 10 times now, and oh, that's one of my cats. Restarted this about 10 times now, and I'm not going to restart it again, otherwise I'll be here all bloody night trying to do this video. So let's get on with the stitching. Showing my stitching. I'm sorry, this video is truly going to be a mess. And there's the dog barking downstairs, so I'm just going to pause this 1 second while I tell her to shut up. Okay, I'm back. Just had excuse me, just all sorts of things happening then, so that took a little bit longer than I thought, but let's get started with the stitching. So now, none of this is going to be in any kind of order because they're all just in a massive IKEA bag down here. I don't know how many there are because I've not been keeping track, which is really a bit of a red flag for me because I've not been keeping track, which is something I always did. So what I'm going to do as I am going through these is I am going to take account of them. I think maybe I have 17, that's what my spreadsheet said, but then I realised that I've not actually updated my spreadsheet in quite some time. So this first one says Plum Street on it, but I don't actually think I've got any live Plum Street patterns at the moment. I've got a few that I want to start. For example, I want to start Toil and Trouble. Can you see that? There you go. I want to start this Toil and Trouble one. I've got all the material for it, but rather amazingly for me, I've not got any Plum Street ones on the go, so I will have to get started on that soon. So let me make a note of that as a potential start. So that's Plum Street Toil plus Trouble. And if you can see any grey hair, I've not even had a chance to get it dyed for ages. This has got some of that touch-up spray on it because it's atrocious at the moment. Okay, next. What have we got here? Okay, so so this is something that is it in this one? Oh no, it's not in this. So these are. So this is Heaven and Earth, and it is you see the reflection there. Yeah, there you go. It's artwork by Lars Stewart, and it's Hot Air Balloon Sunrise, and this is Max Colour. So which way around is it? Yeah, so there we go. I've started in the top left hand. No, hang on a minute. I'm so tired, I'm going to have to stop to try and figure out which is left or right. I've started there in this corner. Right, there we go. That's the right way. There you go. So this is on 28 count, I think. Let me not guess. That might be a good idea. Hang on. This is how bad it is. I used to know all of this off the top of my head, and I am just all over the shop at the moment. Oh, this isn't even. This is how far behind my spreadsheet is. This isn't even on there. So let's have a look. Yeah, it's on 28 easy count. Yeah, it's on a 28 count easy count, and this needs to be added onto my spreadsheet, so I do have more than 17. So that's one. Okay. Although, to be honest, the reason why this may not be on my spreadsheet is I've kind of put this to one side. I've not stitched on this for a while, and it's one of those ones that if I want some really easy stitching, I'll pull this one out because it's glorious colour blocks. So I do also have two other hazes here, but I've not really touched these either for a while. I've got my Heaven and Earth Mini Evening. There we go. This is Leonard Afrimov. I can never say that name properly. And that's now there you go. This is again on 28 count easy count by Swigard. This one I can't really do. This one I was doing for my dad. My dad died a year and a bit ago, so that's kind of bittersweet, this one. He chose this one for me to do because I'd done a load for my mum and he said he wanted me to do one for him, and yeah, I think that's it in there. So next, right, okay, so next we have we've got Teresa Kogart, Oh My Soul. I'll need to pull the picture up for this one. So again, I do apologise for this. Oh My Soul, there we go. Completely no, I'd hoped I'd have more time to get everything organised, but as it will come apparent at the end of it, there is a very good reason why I'm not that organised. Well, there we go. This is a beautiful picture. There we go. Oh My Soul, and I'm doing this on 32 count. I think it's platinum, or it might be raw actually. Swigart. I think it is just raw. 32 count. go. And unfortunately what's putting me off at the moment is at this stage those eyes just look freaky. I'm very sure that they'll look amazing once they're done, but once you've seen them and they just kind of look weird. I do need to get onto this one and progress it a bit, but at the moment it's just a bit, ugh, the eyes. But it's one of those things, isn't it, like when you're doing a Mahade, it's like trust the trust it, trust the pattern, trust the pattern. Okay, these amazing bags here. This is patchwork paw print, and I do love these bags. I think this is a William Morris one, if I remember rightly. And this is another patchwork paw print bag. Oh, I think this is one that's actually, no, there is one. Oh, let me introduce you. Come here to the newest member of my family who does not want to stay. This, okay, you can go. Oh, what was that noise there? This, let me move the camera a little bit. That is little Cleo. Cleo. There you go. Sorry, I hope I didn't make anyone feel sick there. Yes, there's a story attached to Cleo, and I'll go into that to the end, but she is about 4 to 5 months old now, and yeah, and she's about to use some cat litter, so I'm just going to pop you on hold. Okay, I can't believe I just said I'm just going to put you on hold. I'm not on the phone to you. Right, sorry, she's finished. This next one is Wicked Christmas by Sarah Gramani, I think it is. There we go. This is being done on, what was this? What is this being done on? This is so bad, and I should have put my laptop up so I could see where I was. I remember now, normally when I do these I have my laptop here and my screen there so I can see exactly what everything's on, and I can use my iPad to show you any pictures, but hey, here we go. Wicked Christmas is on. No, I don't want to rate you, thank you very much. This is on 18 count Swigart Smoky White, and I have done a teeny tiny little bit there. Yeah, tiniest little bit. I've started in that corner for some bizarre reason. Oh, and I also have what I'm going to be stitching my what's it called? So I had started my brain, it's got Carriage House Sampling and Halloween at Hawthorne Hollow. I've been trying to decide what to stitch it on, so one of my choices was this Nocturne, but I've ultimately decided to go with Haunted. But yes, that's been in this bag for some reason, so I need to take that out because I think I've been looking at that for something else. Okay, so that is right. Okay, I've already lost count. I'll have to watch this video back later to count them up. Okay, next, what's this one? Oh. This is an absolute pathetic start. So this is my Moons of 2022, which will obviously be Moons of 2020, 2026 or 2027 by the way I'm going. And this is by Kathy Barrack, and again I have the tiniest of tiniest start. That is because I kept changing my mind as to what I was going to stitch this on. So I was doing it on a 32 count first of all, which means doing it in 2 strands, but there is an absolute shed of blue that needs to be doing, and I'm using MPI silks on it, and it would have meant going through the MPI silk at such a rate that it was too much. So I switched it over to a 40 count, so I'm just doing it one strand, and this is being done on, again, this is not on, oh yeah, so this is XG Designs My Little Dove. So that's that. Such a pathetic start to such a beautiful pattern. Okay, next, oh, this is a biggie. In fact, I don't think there is a pattern in here. No, this is where I keep all my threads that are for my heids. Yeah, so I've got just, these are all my haid threads, so for every single haid I've got on the go, these are all the threads that are needed for them. So they all just stay in this one one project bag that I made. Put them back in there. Just pick that up accidentally. Right, okay. Next, in another patchwork paw print bag. What's this one? So this, it would appear, are all my these are all my Carolyn Manning. Really, my brain has just gone banana time. I'm doing these all on 16 count Ada. I have done one so far that was done on a 14 count Ada that you can just see there. That's amethyst. But I decided I didn't want to do one that size again because that's just massive. And I did think of doing them on an 18 count Ada with one strand, but I didn't like the coverage, and 2 strand on 18 was just, it was too bulky, so I settled on 16 count. And I will tell you the names of them all in a minute, but this is one of them there. I think this is Ruby, I think. I will double check for you in a minute, but there's one of them. Let's have a look. See, this is another one that I haven't actually put on here, so I have got more than 17. There's one. Oh, great, the other one isn't in here. So that's one lost. We are doing really well. Would you like to see the threads? There's all the threads. Okay, do you want to know how bad my brain is at the moment? I just took them out a minute ago. They're all here. Okay, this is Peacock Topaz. I've done quite a bit more on this one. So those glorious, glorious, glorious colours. So there's, again, these are on 16 count Ada. Just the normal Zweigart Ada. So this is a blue Zweigart Ada. But it matches perfectly with one of the colours, so I'll end up probably framing it like I have done there. Was there anything on this one? And this is another one that I've done. Oh my god, there's so many whips missing. This is another one which I will get you the name of in a second. So really, this video is, I might not even upload it because this is just going to be all over the shop again. I apologise. So where is she? Totally forgotten how to do this. No, I can't. Carolyn Manning. I've got them all in a nice folder on here. Okay, so this one is Crazy Kaleidoscope. So let me show you this one. So this is Crazy Kaleidoscope. I just love the colours on it. Love, love, love the colours. And this I'm just doing on a grey one. And then this one is either, which one is it? I think it's Ruby. Nope. Is it Ruby? Yes, it's Ruby. It's Ruby, this one. There we go. This one I was kind of doing in a style with Stitchy WIP It, but I think she may be a lot further along than me. Yeah, so we've got Peacock Topaz, this one, Ruby, and we have the Kaleidoscope one. So they're my 3 Caroline Mannings, even though I said I wouldn't have multiple ones on the go. I just couldn't resist. So let's put these back in here. I am going to have to spend time one day this week and go through my WIP list and make sure they're all on there and start it again. I'm usually fanatical about that kind of stuff, but obviously I've not been the past couple of months. Okay, next one. Yes, so this is one of my biggies. This is Quiltify Design, the big this is Ink Circles, the big red ship of life, and this is torn to shreds, but you can see, there we go. Now this is one that I started towards the start of my stitching career, so it's been done on 28 count platinum. So I got absolutely nothing wrong with that fabric, but I would not do something this size on 28 count. Again, my preferred now is 32 count, 2 over 2 on 32 count. But it's done on 28 count, so I've committed to it now. So it's like a bed sheet, and I have done some on this, and this is how this is looking. I go back here, that'll fit it all in. There we go. So this is done using red silk, Silk for You PRO 34. It's not really doing it justice in this light. It's a lot deeper and richer than what it's showing up on there, but it's a glorious silk. And the top here, the variegated, is just it's just DMC variegated. It's which I don't think they do this one anymore actually, but it's, no, you can't. I've got the kitten looking at the fabric there. It's 115, DMC 115. So I just made sure I bought a load of them. So that's big red ship of life, which is a lovely easy stitch this. So I am going to get back to this one soon, because I would like to get this one done and just do it like as a wall hanging, because it is massive. Hello. Got the kitten down there. Or the little terrorist, as I call her. She's actually fitting really well with all the other cats. They've accepted her very nicely. There you go. Okay, so next one. Okay, what is this? Oh yes, this is a beautiful one. This is my Hollandse Merklat by Jeanette Douglas Designs. This is one where I committed to using all the called for silks and whatnot, but it is well worth it. I mean, it's on the called for fabric, which is 32 count light mocha. That's what I got. And on this one I have done almost all the border. I've just got some at the bottom there that needs doing, but I did enough of it so that I know it all matches, which was a massive relief that it all lines up, sorry. And I've broken the back of that border, so I just want to get that done, and then I can really enjoy doing all the stitching inside, because of what I've done so far. I've absolutely loved it. So I'm looking forward to getting back to this one. Got some speciality stitches in here, which I actually really enjoy doing. I kind of got a gentle introduction to speciality stitching on my drawn thread ones I've done that I've given to my mum. Quite a few of them had some speciality stitches on, and I just really enjoy doing them, and the effect of and the overall effect of them. So I can't wait for that. I've got another one of hers as well that once I finish this I'll start that. Okay, so next we have another one that I made myself. So this is a Haid. Let me find it. Right, so this is Countess with Squid, artwork by Omar Ryan, and this is one that Michelle Bendy Stitchy has been doing that I just fell in love with and decided to start. And I've started on her face because I really wanted to see what that would look like. This is another one I'm doing on 28 count easy. Is easy guide or easy count, whichever the Swigart one is. No, is this the this is quite funny. This, I did actually get the mini one first of all, and then realised that I didn't want the mini one, I wanted the normal size one. So when Heaven and Earth Design had one of their sales, I went on and got this one. So now this is the reason why all my other Haids have kind of been put in abeyance, because I want to concentrate on this one. And already the face is starting to come through and look quite good. Sorry, it's such a big sheet, this. There you go. It's already starting to pop. So I've enjoyed stitching on this. There you go. So yeah, so because of this, I've kind of like put to one side all my other Heaven and Earth, because I would like to concentrate on this. Because there's some Heaven and Earth that I started on. Again, there were ones that I picked at the start of towards the start of my stitching career, and I've kind of fallen out of love with them now, and I just know that I don't want to carry on stitching with them, which is a shame, but maybe in years to come I'll fall back in love with them. But at the moment I've kind of, you know, they don't draw me to stitch, you know, they don't call to me, so. But that one does. Okay, next. What is in here? This is as much a surprise to me as it is to you. This is another one that I made myself. Literally, I can't remember what's in most of these now. Okay, these are my long dog designs, which I have 2 on the go at the moment. I've got 3 of them. So one of them I've got to do is Lo and Behold. I have bought the fabric for it. There we go. Got the fabric there, but I have struggled to decide what colour thread to use. So I've not yet made that decision. Here we go. We've got this is on 32 count Amazing Grace, and I've got the pointed 5th. Now this is one of the ones that I miscounted, but I managed to recover without having to unpick excuse me, unpick an absolute ton of stitching. So that is what that looks like so far on this using this glorious purple thread. And now this is on Witchel, so it's a little bit stiffer, the fabric, but I think those colours go together lovely. And this is another Silks for You silk, and it is, so this is going to be massive, this one. Let me just get the actual thing out. Oh my god, I can't find the thread. Right, okay, the thread has gone missing. Ah, no, there it is. Again, I've already pulled it out. One day I will wake up and the brain fog will be gone. So this is PR158. There we go, silk for you. And it is, again, it's a lot richer in real life, that. There we go. So the other one that I'm concentrating on at the moment is, sorry, let me just pop these away first of all so they don't get anything on them, is You Belong to Me. Now this is being done, sorry, hold that again. So You Belong to Me. I am doing this using DMC, just DMC 718. Well, let me just find it. I think it's in here. Is it in here? Or have I lost this one? No, it is this. I'll put this back where it belongs now, actually. So this is on, have I written it down what this is on? No, I've not written it down. Let me go back onto my spreadsheet. This is being stitched on 32 count vintage grey is what I got. And now this is the one that, there you go, so I have done quite a bit of stitching on this one and had to recover from counting mistakes in numerous places, but I've been able to do it to the point where I would struggle to find out where they are now, and certainly to the point where I didn't feel the need to frog back. But I love this. So a public service announcement for anyone who's not seen my previous videos. Long dog patterns aren't done to be compatible with, oh my god, I can't remember the name. This happened to the retreat I've just been on. You know, the app you can buy that you can put patterns in. It's gone. It's completely gone. I'll put it, if I remember, I'll put it in the notes, but they're not compatible. Cross X stitch. Oh my god, what's it called? People, what's it called? You're going to be yelling at me. Right, okay, I'm going to have to pause you because I'm going to have to know what this is. I'll be 1 second. Okay, I didn't pause my video, I accidentally stopped it, so this is annoying now because I'm going to have to stitch these two videos together. It was Pattern Keeper. Oh my god. They're not compatible with Pattern Keeper. So I didn't realise that. I uploaded it to Pattern Keeper just assuming they were, and it turns out that on some of the patterns there's errors in the columns where a column gets knocked out. So you'll be stitching along, and you'll have missed an entire column on a page break. So the first time that happened, somebody saw that I was stitching it and they put a comment in the note to say that there was this error, and I hadn't stitched that far along that it didn't take me too long to frog it back and to restitch it correctly. Now, bear in mind that I therefore knew about this problem, and in fact had seen another video from somebody else discussing it. And yet, as I carried on stitching it, as I carried on moving across, on 2 other occasions, I just got so carried away as I was stitching it using Pattern Keeper that I again just kept going and missed out an entire column. You just can't write these things. So yeah, I've had to recover a couple of times on this. So now I'm kind of fanatical about it. But anyway, yeah, it's stitching up beautifully. I love how it looks, and I want to finish this one before I either start the other one or stitch back on the pointed fifth one again. But I love this vibe. I mean, it's DMC, but it's so vibrant, and I love stitching on these when it's one colour like this. So yeah, so this is one that I will be pulling out shortly to get back onto stitching. I can't believe I stopped this video instead of pausing it. I'm going to have to bloody well play about with it with the editing thing now. Again, I'm so rusty at doing these. Okay, so those are my long dogs. Okay, next I have one that I'm currently stitching on, and one that is a live WIP. These are 2 Prairie Moons. So I think I've got the actual picture for one of them. It is Bite Night. So I have done 1, 2, 3. I've done 5 in the series of these, and I'm currently working on Bite Night, and I have done all of these on the call for 28. Well, it was either 20, it might have been 32 that it was called for, but I've been doing them on 28 count haunted. Picture this plus. And I took this to a retreat I'd been to recently and almost finished the vampire, but I have now finished it, and I have started on the skeleton waitress. And excuse all the threads, but that's what we're looking at. There we go. That is what we're looking at, and I am loving that. I've even done the back stitching on the vampire at the moment, and it's just so fun to stitch on. Well, yeah, there we go. So like I said, 28 count haunted. Okay. In here. Sorry for all the crinkling, but there's going to be enough of a clean up as it is. So I just want to put everything back before I move on. So the next one is Jack's house, I think, or house, something like that. Let me bring up a picture of it for you. I now pretty much have all the ones in this, in the Prairie Moon, what are they called? Crypt Club, the Crypt Club ones. So my intention is to always have one on the go and get them all done, because they just appeal to my sense of humour. I just bought a job load of that haunted Picture This Plus from 123 Stitch. And now I can't find the goddamn folder. There it is, Prairie Moon. So you can see those are all the ones I've got there. And this is the house that Jack's built too. So that's the one there. Oh, there we go. I am doing this using 2 threads. I'm doing it, put something behind it, using Old Crow, Belle Soir, and Cranberry, I think it is, Belle Soir as well. So I've done all of that up there. I was initially doing it using Tulip, but that red was just too vibrant on this fabric. I wanted something that was a bit faded and, well, not faded, sorry, but just a bit darker red. Well, there we go. So this one is on, it's a, right, I'll have to tell you, because it's either a Chromatic Alchemy or it's a Picture This Plus, but I can't remember which one, because again, yeah, so bad. I used to just be able to reel these off. Jack's house is on 32 count Saturine Chromatic Alchemy. So I was almost there. The thing is I now can't remember the name of that red one, so I'm going to have to try and figure out from, so these are all the threads I use for these are the threads that I use for all of the Prairie Moon ones, and it's either cranberry, grape juice, now I know it's not tulip, I know it's not that, so it's one of the other. It's either cranberry or grape juice, so I'm going to have to try and remember which one that is. Oh, actually, let me put, no, I'm using that, so that goes in there and that goes in there. I am going to stitch on this now until it is finished, because these are really quick stitches and I've broken the back of it by doing all of this. So I've just got to finish her and do that, and then this one will be done, and then it'll get framed in its plain black frame and it can go on the wall with all the others. I don't know why I'm pointing there, because you can't see them. But anyway, I'm really enjoying stitching on that. Put this away. Okay, next we have, I don't know, is this one I've even started on? I have no idea what this one is. What is this? Oh, it's got threads in here. Oh my, yes, this is my Quiltify design. Now I have done, I don't know if you can see that one there, that is, I think that was either Kraken, or Get Kraken. I think that might be Kraken, that one, and I really like that one, so I wanted to do a similar one in the same style, and this one's called Ship Band, and again I'm going to have to find the actual picture for you. So this is Quiltify design, and this is, oh, that's Ship Banner, Ship Band, there we go. So there's that, so that's the one, and I'm using the same colours that I used on that one. So that is Gloriana Dried Pink Roses and Olali Berry and Pacific Dark Blue. So those are the colours that I'm using, and this is what, and this is again on the same fabric that I used on that one, which is, oh my god, have I just, I don't know, because I have just shut the damn thing down. That would tell me. Okay, this is on, the Ship Band chart is on 32 count Icelandic grey Witchelt, which so I did that one. Where is it? I did that one. I wanted to do it on the same colour fabric and using the same threads, but for the life of me I could not remember what fabric I'd used, but I had a spare piece of it hanging around, so I sent it off to, I thought I'd bought it at Create Nostalgia, so I posted the little piece of fabric to them and said, please, 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 can you go through your Witchelts and see if you can match it up? And she very kindly did, and it was Icelandic grey, which is a lovely colour. And that is what I have done so far, and I managed to screw it up. But I'm not going to say how I screwed it up, but I did manage to screw it up. But it's another easy stitch, and I'm looking forward to working further on this one, because there's another one in the same group, and it's called Ship Banner, which is, it's similar to it, but yeah, it's that one. So I intend to do all 3 of them. So that's ship banner and this is ship band, and they are different, I promise you. Hang on a minute, no, they're not different. What have I just done? I've just shown you the... No, they are different. Yeah, I'm not going crazy, they are different. Right, I'm just having a realisation as I'm talking to you that I'm going insane. No, this is the other one that I'm going to do. This is the Kraken sampler. There you go. Those other 2 were exactly the same. I'm just losing my mind. So that one will be done on this piece. It's already serged and everything in readiness to start that. And again, I will use the same colours. Now, I've got another one in here as well. Oh yeah, this is yeah, I've not really done much on that one. It's just it's Schitt's Creek by Good Morning Maui. I've done about 5 stitches on it. No, slightly more than I've started stitching David. That's it. That's all I've done. And for some reason it's in the same bag as Ship Banner. Ship's Banner. I can't, forget it, I can't speak either. Schitt's Creek and Ship Band. Okay. Let's just move on from that. The next one is Kathy Barrick, Autumn on Lazy Bear Mountain. I've not stitched that much on this. This has been done on a 40 count. It's Vintage Country Mocha by Zweigart. And there we go. This, I think this is all the way across now and it's all the way down the bottom. But that is brutal, that boundary. But at least I am slightly more than halfway round it. And that tree has got several places where I miscounted. But the good thing about it is that it doesn't affect anything. So I'm not going to unpick it. Because you couldn't tell if I hadn't have just told you that. And it still looks really nice. So I'm just going to carry on regardless. That's one of... There's always going to be miscounting on these things because I'm not ever going to show these anywhere, and you know, it's for my enjoyment. So if I miscount on them, I miscount on them. And there are times when I've had to unpick huge swaths of stitching, but that's because it affects things elsewhere. But in cases like this where it's not really going to affect anything else, I can very easily, you know, it doesn't really change it that much. Or like on You Belong to Me, the long dog, where I can fix it, I won't unpick it because it's a bloody pain in the ass when you've got to do that. And if you can get away with not doing it, I say don't do it. Okay, this needs to go back in here. So that's going to be a big one, and I'm glad I did that on 40 count. I think that's the first time I ever stitched on 40 count, and where I realised that, oh, actually it's not as difficult as it seems. I mean, for me, obviously I need magnification and everything because my eyes are crap, but with magnification 40 count is quite easy. And it's one strand, so that's even better. Okay. Next, what is this one? Now I don't actually know if I've actually, oh, I have done a bit of stitching on this. So Halloween at Hawk Run Hollow, which is one of the first big patterns that I bought and the one I have now done the least on. And I need to apologise to somebody as well. I'm not going to say the name here, I'll just say why and they'll know who I'm talking to. But a while ago I'd been stitching on a 16 count, I think, on this, and in fact, is it there? I think, hang on one second. Where is it? I have it somewhere ready. It's somewhere, but I've restarted this, and I asked if anybody wanted the one that I'd started on, if they wanted it to continue stitching it, and somebody said yes. And this was a while ago and I haven't posted it out to them, and I apologise. It is going to be sent to you. You may no longer want it, but it will be sent to you. I've just been crap at a lot of things recently, but yeah, so I have now restarted this, and I have restarted it on Murky 40 count, picture this plus. And when I say I've restarted it, I mean I have, wait, I don't even know which way around this goes. I think it goes that way. That is what I have done so far, but I was really struggling to find the right fabric to stitch this on. Sometimes when there's lots of choice, it just makes it even more difficult. So first of all, I started on Little Grey Dove, but it was too pristine. Then I tried it on Haunted, didn't like it. Tried it on Nocturne, didn't like that. But then Murky, I was like, yeah, let's just do it on Murky, and I am now happy with the choice. So yeah, but I'm probably not going to do much more on this until I've done more on Halloween, on Lazy Bear Mountain. Not Halloween on Lazy Bear Mountain, you know, the other, the Kathy Barrack one. I've got Autumn on Lazy Bear Mountain, because I want to get a good portion of that done. So yeah, right, I think I've only got one more live whip. And then I have a purchase that I'm going to share with you, because yeah, so this is Lindy Stitches. It's let me just bring it up. Lindy Stitches, and it is Bury Me, and you'll have to excuse me on this because the damn thing is actually, let me do it this way. Bear with me. Nope, I'll have to do it here. Oh, it twists it. It's that one anyway. And I've done barely anything on it. Literally barely anything. That is pitiful. There we go. This is on Eek Picture This Plus 32 count. Okay, that is all my live whips. Oh, I've got Sasha there. Hi again. Okay, so there's only been one purchase really over the past couple of months, and to be honest, this purchase was made, I'd say, about a year ago now, maybe even more than a year ago, and it's my Chatelaine. It is Evening in the Park, and I was going to, and my plan had always been this would be my New Year, New Start, but I didn't start anything in the new year. I didn't stitch anything over the entirety of the Christmas holiday, and I've kind of got paralysis on this one because I can't decide what fabric to use. Somebody had a good idea of just a good antique white or something like that, but I just don't know what to use. I am going to do it on an even weave because I want it to be nice and even. But I got through European cross stitch. I bought all the threads and everything, the beads. Other than I think there's just a few that aren't included. I can't remember which ones, but there's a few that'll be just easy for me to get. So but yeah, we've got all the beads there. We've got the treasure braids. Yep, treasure braids. We've got the MPIs. We've got the water lilies. We've got the, yep, so that's all of them there. And one day I'm going to get all of this properly kitted up, and I will get started on this when I can get my brain to get in gear and choose the fabric for it, because I didn't want to use the fabric that it, because I think it was just something like a grey Swigart. I really do want to do it on even weave because I want it to be nice and even. Oh, we've got the kitten back again. Hello. What's this? What's this? The kitten is staring at me. She's got beautiful amber eyes. What's this? What's this? What's that? I can I tempt you to come to the camera so it doesn't look like I'm torturing you by picking you up. No, she's staying quite firmly. I'm going to move the camera again, everybody. There you go. Cleo. Cleo. There she is. Sorry. There we have it. So yeah, so eventually I will start on this. This is another one that I saw Teresa's Little Stitcher on, and sorry, this is another one I saw Teresa's Little Stitcher working on, and it looks absolutely amazing. So I've been wanting to get a chatelaine for some time, and when I saw hers, I was like, yeah, I need to do that one. It's glorious. So at some point I will start that. Okay, so that's all the stitching sorted. I now have an empty IKEA bag down there. I don't know how many WIPs that was. I really do have to sort out my spreadsheet so I'll know how many WIPs I've got. And maybe next time I do one of these videos I can let you know. So for anyone who was just here for the stitching, you now have my permission to exit stage left and leave this video. And for anybody who wants a life update, I'll go into that now. I'll keep it brief. I'm not going to go on for ages because this video I think has been, well, I'm not sure actually how long this video is because I accidentally stopped it before and I can't remember how long that was. So I may have been rambling on for at least an hour by now, or it could just be 40 minutes or whatever. But I will keep this brief. First of all, the reason why this has been so rushed, instead of the nice long run I had planned on doing sorry, I told a slight lie before. I had actually planned on doing, oh sorry, I'm going to have to pause you again. Won't be 1 second. Okay, back again. Sorry, one of the cats making a noise. I had planned on doing it today, but I'd planned on spending Sunday to get everything organised and get my WIP list all neat and tidy and have all my pictures ready and blah blah blah. But it's Easter weekend, as you probably are aware. It's bank holiday here in England. We have both the Friday and the Monday off, and I was staying at my mum's house on Saturday night. I was going to spend the majority of Easter Sunday there, then I was going to come home Easter Sunday and spend the evening getting all of this organised. I'm sorry if my cheeks have gone red, but they tend to go red at the moment. But now anybody who has seen my Instagram account, which is Cat V Stitches, may already have a heads up as to what happened. So my mum has a bungalow, and I have to take, if I'm staying over at my mum's, I have to take my dog, obviously. But I also had to take one of my cats because one of my cats is diabetic. Now, she did actually go into remission, so this is something else that's happened recently, but she's now out of remission and she needs her injections again, so I have to inject her twice a day, which isn't a problem because she's really easy to give her injections to, so it's actually a pretty stressless situation for the two of us. But I have to take her if I'm staying overnight at my mum's, which is absolutely fine. The first time we went, which is in a previous video a year or so ago, it wasn't, because she ended up being very ill at my mum's house and causing all sorts of issues. But she's been absolutely fine ever since then, and my mum loves her, and you know, she's a lovely cat. But this time she managed to find, so my mum has an airing cupboard, so it's a bungalow, so it's on the ground floor. She's got an airing cupboard, and on the floor of the airing cupboard there was an area where there'd been a plumber who'd been there recently who had lifted up some of the exposed floorboards in this airing cupboard, and there was a gap, just a small gap, but as you know with cats it only has to be a small gap. So she saw this gap and decided to go investigate it, and that was it then. And then had a cat under the floorboards in my mum's house, and no matter what we were doing, could no longer see this cat. She just disappeared somewhere under the house. Initially I knew she was down there because I heard yowls coming from, well, I heard very loud meowing coming from that cupboard, from the airing cupboard. Went in there, heard it again, and then heard it kind of like receding as she was moving away, because obviously she didn't want me to catch her. And then from about 10:30 yesterday morning, I never heard another meow. So I was panicking, thinking something had happened to her. We were doing everything to try and get her to come out, putting food down there. I was calling her. We had a light there. We even had the radio on constantly so she could hear the sound of that and head towards it. We didn't hear another sound from her. So I was really panicking because obviously this is a diabetic cat as well, and although if she misses one injection it's not huge, but it's not brilliant. So panicking all day, to the point where at about 8 o'clock I made the decision that, so I'd only planned on staying at my mum's house until Sunday evening, late afternoon, early evening. So my other cats who were still at home here, I'd only left out enough food to get them to that point, and then I would feed them Sunday evening. Again, it wouldn't have been a huge thing if I'd have gone till the next morning. So if I'd come back Monday morning, they could easily have survived because there's plenty of water and everything about. But I didn't know how long it was going to take for that cat to come up from these floorboards. So I made the decision about 8 o'clock that I needed to drive home, which is, thankfully it was only about an hour drive, so it's not a huge distance, to bring stuff to account for if I had to stay at least another day or 2 days at my mum's house while we waited for this cat to come out, or if God forbid something had happened and we had to get maybe a plumber out with one of those cameras to try and investigate where the hell the cat was, because like I said, she'd not made a peep at this point. So I was having all these horror scenarios. So I drove home, got home, and I got home for about 9 o'clock. No, sorry, I got home for about 8:30, and rushing around my house in a mad panic, trying to get together everything I'd need for the next 2 days, getting enough food out for the cats for the next 2 days in their automatic feeders, all of this kind of stuff. I kept going back to my car, then having to come back because I'd forgotten something else, coming back because I'd forgotten something else. I think my next door neighbour, who could see me through her window, must have thought I was going insane because I was just going back and forth. Got in my car, phoned my mum to let her know that I was heading back. She was like, yeah, she's not come out yet, so I'm heading back. And then 5 minutes later, she phones me again. The cat's just come out. She'd eaten all the food that was there. She'd obviously now decided, all right, yeah, I've had fun here now, so I'm hungry. I'll come out, have my food, have a crap in the cat litter, and then go to bed. Literally went on my bed, and that's where my mum found her when she realised all the food had gone. And I was like, are you kidding me? So by then I had to go back to my mum's because I couldn't just like leave them there and me stay at home and go back the next day, because obviously my dog was still at my mum's house, so I needed to go back for the dog because my mum can't manage the dog by herself, and because my mum is not in the best of health, and my dog is a big enthusiastic dog, so you know my mum couldn't have dealt with that, and obviously the cat was there who needed to be injected, so I then had to drive back. Got back to my mum's at just after 10 o'clock, inject the cat, take the dog for a quick walk, and so I stayed over at my mum's house for an extra night and came home around midday today. So that's the whole reason why my weekend got fucked up royally from that bloody cat. And the funny thing is this morning, again, because obviously we shut the airing cupboard now, so she couldn't get in there again, because she came in the kitchen, she's like, oh, where's that fun hole that I went in yesterday? I think I might like to explore a little bit more down there today. So yeah, no cat, you're not doing that. So I couldn't believe it though. I mean, we were online listening to all the horror stories of people where it had taken days for them to come out, and I was like, if she was a healthy cat, it wouldn't have, of course it wouldn't have been brilliant, but it wouldn't have been as much as a panic. But with the diabetes, if she misses one injection, it's not huge. If she misses two, it starts to get, and if she's not drinking water as well, that just exacerbates the whole thing. So I was just like, you can't make this up. You can't bloody make this up. The last 6 months of my life have just been, in the grand scheme of things, it's not, terrible, but for me, on my level, it's been horrendous. So that was just like, of course this happened. Of course it bloody happened. But you may have also, as I showed you before, I've also got a kitten. I had never intended on getting a kitten. My life is complicated enough, but a friend of mine who lived in London got in contact with me, say her daughter had recently moved up here to Manchester with somebody who wasn't the best, and basically he had just deserted her, and so she was up here. She didn't know anyone, she was struggling, she was in trouble, and they were looking to come up, but they couldn't come up for a couple of days, and she's had health issues, so it was going to take her a few days to be able to get up here. So they asked me if I could go and just check on her and make sure she was okay. So I turned up. She had a council flat up here in Manchester, and she'd moved into it recently, but I don't know if everybody knows this, but if you move into a council flat, they don't do the flooring for you or anything like that. So it was an absolute mess, this flat, because she didn't have any money to do anything, and she was in a bit of a state herself, and she had this kitten that she hadn't, he actually got it for her, and she was like, well, I don't know what to do with this kitten now. I can't look after myself, never mind this kitten. And my friend couldn't take it because she's allergic, so it was like, well, I'll look after it for now until you figure out what you're doing. And they've now gone back to London, and I've now got a kitten. Basically, I now have a kitten. So, it's a lovely cat. Don't get me wrong, it's an absolutely lovely cat, but I've not told my family yet about this cat because they'll just go crazy. So, for those of you who don't know, I now have 6 cats and a golden retriever. Yeah, but she's lovely. She's a lovely, lovely kitten, and I'm keeping her now. So she's fitting with the other cats brilliantly, and she's a joy. And I've needed that recently, so I'm happy with her. I just never planned on getting one. So that's that. So that's the kitten I've got. I recently went to a retreat, which was what has restarted all my stitching up. So it was the Essex needlework retreat that was it last weekend? Yes, it was last weekend actually, and before then it had been months before I'd done any stitching, so I wasn't actually going to go. but I got a email from the lovely Elaine from Ellie Welly Stitches to say, you know, a gentle reminder to say if I did want to go I needed to pay. And this was about 2 or 3 weeks ago, and I was just going to reply back and say, no, I'm not going to come, just give my spot to somebody else. But then I spoke to my mum and I had to think about it. I thought, you know what, sod it, I need something. So I paid for it, and I am so happy because I've been to 2 of these now, and I've met people there that I get on, have such a laugh with, and I just basically spent the weekend having a really good laugh. And what was even better is, there were some people that weren't there that I really miss. Alison, yourself. Possibly see you either in September or maybe even March. But yes, so there was Teresa Little Stitcher I got to talk to a bit as well, and she's just as hilarious as she's in the videos in real life. She was lovely. Elaine, obviously, who is amazing. It's Teresa and Elaine who run these, but they're so nice, so nice. It's Crafty Kirsty, Stitchy Rachel, who you may know from YouTube as well. They've got their own Flosstube and are brilliant. And there's Janet Dodd. I'm not sure if Janet is, she may have now done YouTube, but she is on Instagram. She's hilarious. And Bernie, who I'd not met before, who is Little Grey Hook on Instagram and also has a Flosstube, hooking and stitching, and several other people as well, who just made it so that it was such a good experience. I was so glad I went because I really needed cheering up. Work has just been, I'm not going to go into details with it because I'm not going to bore you with that, but just to say, as many people have been going through it at the moment with work life, it's just been pretty horrendous, and it's been causing me a great deal of stress, and which hasn't helped by the fact that I'm a woman of a certain age, which means that I'm currently going through good old perimenopause, and my main symptom of that seems to be anxiety. So I've been, for the past 6 months, well, especially the last 4 or 5 months, I've just been going through horrendous anxiety, to the point where I finally had to break down. I probably should have done this much sooner, but I finally went to my doctor and got help with it, basically. But it's, with what's been happening with work as well, it's kind of just fun, with my family, with my mum's house and all of this kind of thing. It's all kind of fed into each other and just become a giant ball of nastiness that I really needed that stitch retreat. And it just did me the world of good. Work is still work, family life is still the family life, but to be able to go and have a good laugh, it was just such a relief. So Elaine, if you're watching this, thank you again. I know it was a gentle reminder, but it did the trick. It really did. Last weekend was just amazeballs, and to everybody else, thank you so much. And it was actually so it's in Stansted Airport near London, and when I went last year in September, I had the nightmare journey back, but I kind of left a little bit earlier this time, and it was such an easy journey. So even that, it just, because I have a lot of my anxiety is it's anticipating it. So that's a lot of my anxiety. So I'll wake up in the morning and nothing will have happened yet, but I've already worked myself up with it. So it's it was just nice to it was just a nice weekend, let's just leave it at that. And hopefully as the year goes on, things will ease up a little bit, and my anxiety will ease up a bit. But bloody hell, I think I said during the weekend, there is sometimes that God's a bloke, don't you? Because there's not a chance in hell that if God was a woman we'd suffer like this, is there? My God. But anyway, so yeah, that's what's been happening. It's just, I have found myself in a position where I come home from work at night and it's like I'm frozen. I struggle to, I end up eating crap, or, you know, because I can't get myself up to making myself proper food. So I'll just buy ready meals and just anything just for the least amount of stress possible. And then it's, you'd think, oh, do stitching, that'll chill you out. But I'd find myself coming home and just like being frozen. I'd sort the dog out. Thankfully, I would still, you know, I'd still sort the dog out. We'd go for walks and things like that, and that did help a lot. But then I'd have to do whatever work I needed to do, because that's been and then once that was done, my brain would be so dead and just frozen that all I could do is park myself down in front of the telly, or just flick through on YouTube or something, and that's it. I mean, I haven't even been watching Flosstube. I've got months and months of Flosstube that I need to catch up on, because I've not even bring myself to watch Flosstube, and something that I enjoy so much, the stitching and everything, and I've kind of like cut myself off from it, and it boggles belief that why I've done it, but that's how my brain's been working recently. So I'm trying to get myself back into the habit of, even if it's just like half an hour, just to do a bit of stitching, to just, you know, to chill out. So that is what I'm trying to aim for. Do a minimum of half an hour of stitching every day, she says, having not done any for the past 3 days. Okay, starting from tomorrow, a minimum of half an hour stitching every day, and see how that does. And hopefully maybe in a month's time, when I report back to you, I'll A, have all my WIP stuff organised so I can give you a proper count, and B, can report that I have actually been doing stitching, and it, you know, I've maintained it like I used to do. But anyway, I am going to leave you there. I'm not going to go into any more detail. It's all incredibly boring, and just, you know, probably nothing in what a lot of people are going through at the moment. And sometimes you just feel like you're having a moan, but sometimes it's nice to have a vent, even if it is just to anonymous strangers. But I hope that you are all safe and well. And for people who have left comments where I haven't responded previously, I am so sorry, but this is what I've been like. You know, I've barely done anything on Instagram when I used to post on there all the time, and I've just my brain has just been totally frozen. I've barely spoken to a lot of my friends and things like that. I mean, luckily I've got some very understanding friends, so they've kind of just been like, no, we knew, you know, they've tried to reach out to me, and I've just, anyway, I apologise if I've not responded to comments. I promise going forward I will get back into responding to comments, and if you want to leave any, you don't have to, obviously. But yeah, I just wanted to come on, say hello to everybody, show my stitching, get back into it, because it's brilliant for my mental health doing stitching. So for me to have cut myself off from it has just been a self-sabotage on another level. But I really do want to get back into it now. So hopefully this will now be the spur that gets me going. But anyway, I will leave you all now, because as I said, unfortunately I will have to do some editing to stitch these two together, which is a bit of a ball ache, but there you go. And hopefully I will see you in a month. But yeah, hope everybody is safe and well, and yeah, speak to you soon. Bye.